And welcome back to Scream with me. My name is Rusty, where I talk about my favorite horror movies and give you my opinion of them, and hope that you find something you haven't seen or want to discuss it. It's all up to you. Um, I'm going to finish up my I Spit on Your Grave remake trilogy tonight with I Spit on Your Grave 3, Vengeance is Mine. I always pronounce tree, and so I'm going to stop doing that, trying to hide my accent. I'm not going to do it. I don't even know why I'm doing that. But this is 2015. It stars Sarah Butler, Jen Landon, and Doug McKeon. It's directed by a different guy than the first two. And they also, once again, took it into a different direction. However, the girl is the same, and they continue the story from the first one. So you have the first one. The second one is an independent movie that has nothing to do with these two. And the third one is a continuation of this one. Stars the same girl. It's a couple of years later, and the tag is Jennifer is still haunted by the memory of being gang raped and almost killed years ago. At her therapist's advice, she joins group therapy and meets similar women. There's also guys in the group. She befriends one, and they want to do more than just talk. And that's true. They kind of try to take the third one into a Death Wish movie, the Brave one. She's not killing people now that did something to her. She's killing the abusers of the other people in the group in some very creative and satisfying ways, if I do say so myself. Um, I liked it. I like it a lot. I like all three of these movies. Of course, it didn't move me like number two. Number two is one of my top movies of all time, vengeance movies, as I said in the last video. This one was real good. She joins this group. It's her. It's a couple years later, and her therapist. A lot of the movie takes place on the couch, where she's talking about her feelings, and she's always having these fantasies. And there's a few times you can't tell whether she's fantasizing a kill or it's real. Then you find out that it was a fantasy. But she meets a pretty angry girl like her who's had something similar, and they become pretty good friends. And even together, they go and like attack a couple of people. One of the guys that was the abusive stepfather of another person in the group. Then that girl ends up dead, her friend, which trips her out again mentally. And she starts, doing it for real, not just attacking or threatening, but she does it for real. Now, there are some kills in this movie that, geez, you know, the stepfather of that girl that they had attacked previously, for that girl, they did a horrible. She did, because like I said, the girl she meets is dead. All they did was like attack a couple people. They didn't kill them. She starts killing them, and she does it nasty. um, the scene where there is a scene in this one that's worse than all of them, and I didn't think that was possible. Where she bites this guy's dick off, and they show it. That mm, 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 mm. That was pretty. Oh, what did I just see? And I can never unsee that. A couple of other murders included her sticking a pipe up this abusive stepfather's butt and then ramming it on with a sledgehammer. Um, yeah, it's pretty violent. As far as the movie goes, the plot is all right, but it's very seen this before. The acting is fine. Like I said, it's the one from the first movie, so the acting is fine. The camera work is fine. The protagonists are fine. The victims are fine. You know, they're nobody. It got no eye rolls. You know, bad acting, B movie tropes or anything. Everything was perfectly good. Did it work as a Death Wish movie? Well, sure. I mean, if you like it, it's the same old, except with some new and creative kills, which I guess is what it's supposed to be. You know, I'm one of those. I don't believe that there should just be one movie in a per genre. You know, you can do as many of the Friday the 13th as you want as long as they're good. You can give me a Camp Massacre movie every year, and as long as it's got decent acting, decent people, decent stuff, I don't want to watch Friday the 13th Part 2 over and over without ever watching another camp slasher. You know, so you can make as many as you want. You can make as many Death Wishes as you want, clones as you want, as long as they're good. You know, so does it work as a good Death Wish movie? Yeah, it stays in line. It's got some interesting subtext. Um, she's fine in it. The actors are fine. The I feel really sorry for one of the guys in the group. His daughter was murdered, and she takes revenge for him. And then he ends up sacrificing his life to save hers, which was, I mean, that man was broken and dead anyway from his daughter being killed. But him sacrificing himself because she does get caught, and it's his sacrifice taking the blame, um, and he does it in a very suicidal way, to get her out of trouble is what frees her, is what keeps her from getting in trouble. So she's left to continue the rampage, and that's kind of how the movie ends. Is um, she's talking to her therapist. She walks out. She has a fantasy, and at first you think, okay, the girl has flipped, but that turns out to be a fantasy. She's alive. She is going to be released into, like I guess she's kind of like on a watch list, because of she did murder all those people in the first movie. So they did kind of keep her, you know, she was like in a therapy situation, court ordered type deal. But so even though she's committed all these new murders, she's going to be free, and that's the way the movie ends, is her walking out, having a fantasy about what she would like to do to the people in the hallway, turns out to be a fantasy, and then she walks on. And that's the way the movie ends, and that's fine. They can do another one if they wanted to, as long as they kept it at the same level of acceptable, filming. These movies really aren't what I would call B movies. Um, I don't know if they were all straight to video or not, but one thing that the pandemic showed us was that a lot of movies can be made and sent straight to video that just don't have the money for distribution or theater advertising, so they just do it straight to video. I really don't care whether it's got a theatrical release or not, and these are great. All three of these are great, especially number two. So if you like bloody vengeance horror, do it. This set is, you can get it for probably 10 to 15 bucks brand new, and it is worth every penny, especially number two. Number two is absolutely phenomenal. The third one works fine. Everything about it was fine. It kept me interested and engaged all the way to the end. I was never bored or anything. Not well. I mean, during the first 20 minutes, I was trying to figure out, where is this going? I mean, this has been kind of like watching a Lifetime movie special or something. There's nothing going on except her whining about what happened to her and going through therapy. So you really don't know at first, what's going on until it picks up. Then once it picks up, you settle in, you understand, and everything's fine. Um, So yeah, I love it, and you should pick it up. It's great. Show off a couple of more new acquirements, acquisitions. There you go. House of the Living Dead with Chris and Destiny and Chad recently did a recently did an aquatic horror movie top list or whatever, and it caused me to pick up Crawl, which I'm hot to see. 47 meters down, and Destiny said that even though this movie got a lot of hate, that she actually liked it, so I'm gonna trust her. And I got Shark Night, even though it's only PG-13, and I am not a fan of PG-13 horror, but hey, Jaws was PG, so you know, if you do it right, you can do it right. But so yeah, I can't wait to see that, and I'll probably be eventually doing videos on all of these things. But yeah, that's the end of the I Spit on Your Grave trilogy. I love it. Number 2 was one of the best surprises I've had in years, as far as OMG, what a fantastic movie. So yeah, if you're into it, you should pick them up, and I will see you in the next video where I will talk about more horror movies and be wearing my hat if I'm having another bad hair day. I'm a headbanging cowboy. It's my brand new Metallica shirt, Seek and Destroy. Love it. Very nice, very nice. I love Metallica. I love their last 2 albums. They went to shit for a few years, but their last 2 albums, Death Magnetic and Hardwired, are phenomenal. It's like the old Metallica, so yeah, I love it. But anywho, I will talk to y'all later and see you in the next video, and keep screaming with every horror movie that you can find. And love you all. Talk to you later.